This is Marcus Korva with Studio MMA and MMA Net, and we're here with one of the legends in mixed martial arts, Dan the Beast Severn. How are you feeling, sir?
I'm good there, Marcus. Real good.
We're here at the Fit Expo in Los Angeles, and there's a lot of people here. A lot of people here to see you. When you started in mixed martial arts, did you realize what it was going to become one day? Did you have any type of...
When I first was exposed to it, I was really surprised that you could do this type of competition inside the United States. And I knew that if it could survive, that it drew people's attention. I was first told about it from a friend of mine out of Detroit, Michigan. I live in a rather rural community known as Coldwater. At the time, did not actually have the pay-per-views. So he watched the first two, copied them on a VHS tape and showed them to me. And it just blew me away to see this type of competition. And you know, see people getting soccer kicked in the face, stuff like that. I'm thinking, you know, these are not skills that I possess.
Right.
And
right.
And I kept thinking, and then my friend said, well, look at this guy doing jiu-jitsu. And I had not been exposed to jiu-jitsu, and I said, well, it kind of looks like wrestling to me. So I thought if they're close enough to strike or punch or kick, I should either be able to get outside of the range or close the distance before they have any real power onto it. So that was the theory I went with when I entered my first time, and I did not tell a single family member because I did not wish them to be worried about me. I just figured, well, I'm a big boy. I'll make my own calls. If things are going bad, I can always do this little thing called a tap out and be out of there.
And obviously from there onwards it became history. You're now a Hall of Famer. It's funny because everyone in the game talks so highly of you, not just inside of the cage, but outside. You're such a nice guy. And especially for someone with a nickname, The Beast, and you did fight like a beast. Well, the contradiction.
Well, okay. I wear glasses too there, Marcus. My ring name, The Beast, came from Jim Brown. He's a legendary football player here in the States, and he was one of the play-by-play commentators for the first, I don't know, 7 or 8 UFCs. He says you're kind of like Clark Kent / Superman, the way you go from meek, mild manner to really turning on the intensity. And he's like, how do you do that? And I'm thinking, Jim Brown is asking me a question like this. I almost got giddy because I was in high school watching him in his football career. He was one of the most punishing running backs in the history of the game. He didn't run around people, he ran over people. So to get my ring name from one of the most respected and most punishing running backs in the name of the game, that's quite a kudo. I didn't make up my own name, it was bestowed upon me. But I'm a very positive person, so I'll just have to say that your viewers will have to check out my website at dansevern.com to find out what I've turned the Beast into.
What is it? What have you turned the Beast into? And I've seen you in a few movies. What's funny actually is I was watching this movie with Rob, what's his name? Rob, where you're in Guys in Jail.
Oh, was this a movie? I've been in a couple of different zombie movies. I've been in I played the role of a police officer, military. I've got that Dudley Do-Right chin, and I've got that mustache. So most people think I'm military, or they think that I'm law enforcement. I've never been in either one, but I do work with both areas though.
So you work with police and military now?
For about 15, 16 years now, I've been doing things, especially ground defensive tactics program, because almost a lot of your law enforcement, it could be just a simple foot chase.
Right.
That as you're taking, you know, the bad guy down, maybe the officer will fall down there with them, whether they fall underneath them, beside them. And when you have all the gear, the uniform, the vest, the gun belt, and the state, you could have a taser, nightstick, who knows what all you might have on you, but you know, I developed a program for the officers to basically get back up to their feet from different positions of disadvantage. So I've been doing that.
Which is what they need, right? They want to be on their feet.
Yeah.
You've been fighting for a long time, you're doing some movies, you're doing training for police and military. Yeah. What else is on the list?
Oh, my friend, I have so much that I am involved in. I guarantee you, I am without a doubt the busiest MMA guy on the planet for all the things I do. But I was that way before ever entering into the Ultimate Fighting Championships. When I walked into my first competition, it was known as No Holds Barred. A lot of the viewers, they simply see the mixed martial arts product of today with approximately 37 rules, the weight classes, the time periods. During that no-holds-barred era, there were only 2 rules. Do not bite your opponent. Do not stick your fingers in their eyes. That's it. Those were the only 2 rules.
A little bit different from today, huh?
And there are no weight classes, no time periods, unlimited, I said unlimited time, no gloves, what I meant to say. And it was also an 8-man tournament. You had to face and defeat 3 opponents in less than 2 hours. And my friend, I am the only Triple Crown champion from the no-holds-barred era. And now that it's illegal, I'm it.
So you're it, that's it, you're the reigning still.
Well, I mean, I'm just the only guy that achieved that during that time era, but that time era is gone now.
So looking at the transition to where mixed martial arts came from and the UFC when they started, when you were fighting, to where they are today, it's, you know, it's gone from, you said, guys that from all walks of life, there was no rules, to professional athletes with endorsements and sponsorships. You know, talk to us a little about it. From these guys grew up that are champions today, watching you. You know, do you speak to these guys? Do you see? Well,
yeah. I mean, you know, what you said earlier, that I have a great reputation inside of the industry. I'm a big believer that you treat everybody else the same way you want to be treated. The golden rule of life. That's kind of a lost commodity nowadays. But
yes,
we live in this new cyber world where most people don't have the social skills to be able to shake people's hands, look them in the eye. It's just different, you know. And that's where maybe I'm starting to show my age more and more as more time progresses on.
If that's age, I want to go with age.
I'll tell you what, my father probably put it in so much perspective for me a number of years ago. I won my first national title in 1972. Marcus, you were born when?
1984.
Okay, so needless to say, I've been terrorizing athletes for decades.
Right.
I win my first national title in 72. I go back to my parents' home, and yeah, I'm only like 14 years of age. I'm in high school, stuff like this. I'm growing up on a farm. I'm back in the farm there. I'm kind of like, you know, puffing my chest out with my father. Goes, yeah, Dad, your son wins a national title, stuff like this. He goes, that's good there, son. He goes, now it's time to go clean the pig pens. I'm like, but Dad, I just won a national. I'm out there shoveling manure,
right.
And my dad comes up and goes, son, I expect you to do an extra special job. You are a national champion. So it's kind of like, wow. Dad put it really in perspective for me back in 72, so I've never made too much over what stuff I do. I've had unique opportunities to do things, do them well, and then eventually you must move on and do other things.
So among the fighters you see today, who's your favorite fighter, including what you just said when it comes to social skills, you know, sportsmanship and so on? What do you, one, enjoy to watch inside of the cage, right, and two, as a person? Who's your favorite person and favorite fighter?
Georges St-Pierre, without a doubt, probably is my most favorite fighter to watch, basically because of the way that he represents himself. He's a class act.
Yes, sir.
He prepares properly. Now, on the flip side, though, if they were all Georges St-Pierres, it would be boring to watch, because you do know, and I don't mean that in any disrespectful way, you want to see the colorful characters.
Of course.
You want to see Rampage Jackson howling at the move. You want to see Brock Lesnar frothing at the mouth. I mean, you want to see these guys doing the various type of thing right there. So you kind of like that good guy and that bad guy type of scenario that takes place. It sells. It gives you more reasons to want to either go and see it or buy a pay-per-view, because you either want to see this guy win or you want to really see this other guy lose. One or the other.
And either way, it's PR and marketing, right?
Yes.
We did an interview with Ken Shamrock before, talk about good guys, bad guys.
Yeah.
And we asked what's on his agenda, what he's doing. He mentioned potentially a rubber match with you.
Oh, yes. Well,
is that in the making, or?
I think that probably came about a little over a year ago. I started getting some interviews. They're saying, well, because they're asking me what my age is, stuff like this. They're like, well, how much longer do you think you'll do this? I go, I said, I don't know yet. I need, probably the most difficult thing for any athlete to do is to leave the sport that brought them so much.
Yes,
and to be able and to actually to admit to yourself, I'm getting too old. No, time has passed me by. Well, I've been hearing that voice in the back of my head for a few years. It was kind of like, I need something to gear myself towards. Simply to walk away from it, no. I need something to work for, and so I can say, I will put all my effort into this one thing. And win or lose, I'm done at that point in time. So I basically put out, if I could have 3 matches, it would have been with Mark Coleman, Ken Shamrock, and Hoist Gracie. Now, a couple of those are not going to happen. And to me, it's like, Ken Shamrock, we've got history with each other. He won 1 match, I won 1 match. So there's a history, and even in today's, even though that Ken is older and I'm older, it's a very marketable match because of the history we had with each other. And it's something that, I will actually make that the last match of my career if I can get that to come to fruition.
And Ken, when we spoke to Ken, seemed very interested as well. And to be honest, it's hard to see, the camera is right here, but Ken is only, what, 15 feet away from you? How are you guys outside of the cage with each other?
Well, like you said, he's about 15 feet over there and I'm over here right now. I guess, and there's a number of people in between us. So I guess maybe we don't play well together. I don't know.
But if
I mean, it's like we're cordial,
right?
Well, we'll put it like that. We're cordial.
We see these type of.
But I've never received a birthday card from him. You know, I don't
Still?
understand. Never. I don't understand that. Huh?
And we see these kinds of rivalry between. Right now is Dominic Cruz and Uriah Faber, John Jones and Rashad Evans.
Yeah.
And you can. I actually asked both Uriah and Dominic Cruz this. Obviously, it's a little bit harder for them because they're still in that era right now.
Yeah.
Do you think that one day, if this fight happens or when it happens, after that you will sit down, drink a beer together, and go say, "Damn, you were an a-hole back then"?
I can probably say that right now. I don't have to wait till then. Just because you said it the perfect way there, Marcus. No, but the reality is I really don't harbor any ill will towards. I've been a competitor my entire life, and it's there's sometimes you do something in a match where the victories, they all just kind of blend, and they don't really, you don't remember much about them. It's the losses, they etch themselves into your mind. You know that because it's where you know it. You actually almost know at that critical point of that match. It's like this is where I let down either mentally or physically. It's and I refer to mixed martial arts as a physical chess match.
Yes.
Where checkmate hurts.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Be my guest to use that line now.
I will. I'm going to start using it. But it was from here, Dan Severn. Is it a match in the making, or is it already been confirmed?
Well, I mean, that is something I think that is, I'll say, a possibility. I don't know how far along it is. You know, as I stated, it's got to happen sometime through the course of this year because I made it my goal. I'm a very goal-oriented person. I've always have been to complete my career by the end of 2012. I've been doing more things in order to start to prep myself, trying to get my weight down more because I just know that a couple of people I was trying to get, you know, they like, well, I can't face you as a heavyweight because now they're, you know, some of these guys are down to 205.
Yeah, yeah.
And I told him, I says, my friend, you'll never see me down to 205. You know, that's just not going to happen here right now. Amputation will have to take place. But I can probably bring it down at least, you know, 15, 20 pounds to try to make it, you know, more fair type of a situation.
How much do you weigh right now?
Probably right around 260, maybe 265 right now.
So by the end of 2012, or 2013, to give you some slack there, might I see Dan Severn down to 240?
214?
240, 240?
Oh no, I'll be
220?
Actually, within probably within 30 days, I'll be right at 245. That's my goal, because again, I'm a very goal-oriented type person, so you might want to just check out me, be surprised. When I put my mind to something there, Marcus, oh, watch out. I have probably one thing over almost all my opponents, and that is my mindset.
If you want to find out more about Dan Severn, what he's doing, where he's going to be, his whereabouts, and if that fight will happen, dansevern.com, correct?
Yes, right.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Marcus.
A legend in the sport. Thank you.
Thank you.